Welcome back, everyone, to the Wardens of Wildwood. It's been a while. I hope you all have had a good last 2 weeks or so since we played. In our last session, our group of adventurers explored the underground warrens beneath the Viridian Nexus, where the Converse Corazal lies. As a reminder, you all have been sent here following the massacre at the Greenwood Gala in order to rebuild relations with Corazal and hopefully use its ability to find out what sorts of problems might be going on around the forest and sort of keep things in check to the best of your ability. Prevent people from going too crazy in the wake of what happened at the gala, and sort of get the time necessary for the lodge to get their act together and prepare to vote a new leader into office who should be able to actually set down some laws and some rulings on, hey guys, either do or don't do this shit. Preferably don't do this shit. In coming to meet with Corazal, you found that the Conrasu was in perhaps a stupor or comatose. You're not entirely sure. Inactive, for certain, though. And alongside it, all of the witch weirds, its sort of plant life servants, have also been deactivated. You did manage to confirm the presence of a parasite, a Wraithvine, to be specific, a creature that has wrapped itself around Corazal's roots and seems to be leeching the magic and life from it. Thus, you all delved deep into the warrens yourself and have come to sort of the center point directly underneath the main body of Corazal, where you are currently engaged in battle with the Wraithvine and some of its offshoots. We are picking back up today at the top of round 4. Seraphinus, it is your turn. There are currently 2 of the Wraithvine offshoots still attacking, one deceased. The Wraithvine itself that has become injured, there is a floating orb of flame that Yosef has cast and is flinging around. And the rest of you are doing your best to hold on and fight. You're up first.
Okay. I'm thinking if we kill this Wraithvine... wait, it was something about piercing damage wasn't very good against it?
Correct. Yes. You have thus far found resistance to piercing and slashing damage.
Okay. Then in that case, maybe I'll do something else. Okay.
Hello?
Yay!
Hello,
you're
here!
Sean!
I live.
Welcome.
Had to reset the internet router
Ooh.
because last day and a half our internet's been absolute garbage.
Ah.
Do we remember if this thing can be feared?
You have already demoralized it successfully.
Okay, cool.
It has also been bon mode by you.
Also, to answer the question earlier, yes, I could hear everyone, but for some reason, whenever I try to talk or go into options, I just get a black screen.
Interesting.
Weird.
Well, glad to have you. We are just finished the recap. We're at top of round 4 with Seraphinus' turn.
Okay. I'm
Missed
gonna
everyone.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and make an intimidating strike against the Wraithvine.
Go for it.
Okay. Okay, cool. So it's gonna take this much damage and then become frightened 1.
All right.
And then I'm going to raise my shield.
Sounds good. And Stumpy's free action? I believe Stumpy is mature.
Right. Correct. Stumpy is going to go ahead and whack at one of these offshoots.
Okay.
And we'll fail miserably. That's okay. We
Unfortunately,
still love
not
you,
enough.
Stumpy.
And that's actually going to bring us to the offshoot Stumpy just struck at. Let's see who I wish to bite. Stumpy is the target.
Okay. Let me give him. Will Ray Shield work on him? No, but whatever his AC is, it's +2.
+2, sounds good. It is going to go ahead and make a... Actually, it has not used that ability yet. It is going to start out by letting out a piercing shriek with its turn. So I'm going to need everyone, since everyone is in the aura, to go ahead and give me that will save, please.
Okay.
I'm going a hero point.
Sure. Oh, Asili!
Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna take it. I don't want to use a hero point already.
All right. Asili, a roll for Velociraptor as well, please, and if you would like to hero point yours. Very nice.
Do we know what this is about?
You guys have succumbed to this shriek before. You know that it is a sickening shriek. The sound sort of reverberates within you and knocks you out of whack. No one has critically failed it yet, so you aren't entirely sure what the critical failure effect
Yeah,
is.
this is my moment.
Okay, you're going to take it?
Yep.
Then no one critically succeeded, so everyone is going to become sickened 1. Don't grab that. And let's see who failed the roll. Seraphinus, you are actually going to become sickened 2 because you failed. Same with you, Sean. Asili, you are going to become sickened 2 because you critically failed. You're also going to be slowed 1 as long as you are sickened. As the shrieks sort of resound so harshly within your ears that it is a much greater struggle to move as you realize it almost sort of roots you in place. Now it is going to go ahead and make its strike against Stumpy with a thorny... No, we'll go with a jaw attack. Why not? We'll go ahead and bite Stumpy. For 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay. I'll go ahead and block that with Seraphinus.
Sounds good.
I'm just gonna have to do it like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Only took 2 damage from that.
Yeah.
Nice. And last but not least, it is going to go ahead and also make a... It'll make a Thorny Vine attack against... Where are my D8s? There they are. Against Zalik.
Hey.
Oh, that's a big old whiff. And I believe that's going to bring us to the Wraithvine itself's turn, who is slowed because it is in an area of bright light. So it is unfortunately only getting 2 actions here, which is mildly rude, to be sure. And I have to determine who I would like to attack. I do not recall who, if anyone, is suffering from the Wraithvine's venom right now, so I'm just going to assume no one is. Because I was not smart enough to write it down.
I don't think anybody was.
I don't think so either. Because they would be stupefied if they were affected by it right now. And I don't see anyone stupefied, so... Let's see. 5 different potential targets. Let's roll that d10. Seraphinus, the first strike is directly against you,
Okay,
as it is going to attempt to bite you.
fair enough.
I believe that hits.
That it does.
But because of everything, it does not crit. Thank goodness.
Hooray.
It is still going to deal 25 points of piercing damage to you, though.
Whoa.
Okay. Ow.
And if you would not mind giving me what should be an easily succeeded fortitude save,
Sure thing.
as I just jinxed
Famous
it right
last
there.
words.
An exact success.
Hooray!
Oh, is terrifying resistance a bonus to your resistance against a frightened creature?
Against a creature that I have frightened.
Ah, if you successfully demoralize them. Nice. I will say, you technically do not get terrifying resistance here.
Oh, okay.
It provides you a
that's fine.
circumstance bonus to saves against that creature's spells.
Okay, never mind. Okay,
So, a 23 does just barely fail.
that's fine. I'll take it.
Okay, sounds good. You are only going to take 5 points of poison damage, and you
Okay,
become
that's-
stupefied.
Oh no, the fighter is stupefied.
Whatever will we do? It is... Man, being slowed makes that really rough to use that ability, so I'm not sure it's going to be able to this fight. Who's it going to strike at with its tentacle, then? Zalik,
Alright.
you're getting whacked. With a tentacle for a modest 18 bludgeoning damage. And that's going to bring us to Bark's turn.
Let's get her bite.
Come on, Mark. Fuck him up.
Let's see.
So many effects.
Yeah, I have to figure out which ones are up. Sorry, it's been so long.
No worries. It should be set properly, I believe. Just insect form, courageous anthem, and the sickened penalty.
Okay.
A 23 will unfortunately not hit even with you flanking. But a 27 will.
Mm-hmm.
16 points of bludgeoning damage. Very nice. Why do those mandibles deal bludgeoning damage? You just crush them?
Yep, I'm a giant beetle.
Fair enough. Alright.
That's one. Yeah, that'll not do it. And
No dice on that one.
I'm going to cast Haste on Zalik.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, baby. Thank you.
Yeah, you are quickened, so you do have that extra attack action, so you are set here. Very nice. Alright, Asili, that brings us to you.
Okay, I am gonna. Do I retch? Is that how I get unsick?
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'm gonna do that.
Okay, go ahead and give me a fortitude save. Your DC is
Public or
23.
blind?
Public. I'm sorry.
I feel good about that. I feel real good.
Get all the bad rolls out now.
Yep. So So I only have one action left.
You've got one action left, and then Velociraptor has their free action.
Okay, so we're gonna give him a little feel better.
Awesome.
And then we're gonna bite this guy's fucking face off.
Go for it. There's the better roll. Fantastic. 26 points of damage. Goodness gracious. Velociraptor nearly eviscerating that plant. All right. Yosef. That's going to bring us to you.
Okay, so act together. First action, Yosef is gonna retch to try to get rid of his sickened condition.
Sounds good. A 26 is an absolute success. You are no longer sickened.
And then he will sustain his floating flame.
Okay.
And why can I not anyways, okay, Jericho, you can see the floating flame, right?
Where would you like it moved to?
Move it over so it's right on top of this little bugger right here.
All right.
So both, I believe the big plants.
And the Wraithvine.
Yeah.
All right.
If I'm recalling correctly, the big plant succeeded at its save for half. And
Yes,
this
I
little
have.
bugger-
I have since reread the spell and done some research. They are going to make a new save every time it moves through them.
Oh, okay.
So that is on me for ruling incorrectly. If you wouldn't mind going ahead and putting the spell back in chat for me, just so we have ease of access to the buttons. Yeah. And fun fact, you can sustain the same spell more than once in a turn if you want. It's just Floating Flame specifies that the same creature can only take damage from it once per turn.
And I believe this was cast. Yeah, this was cast at 3rd rank. So, how do I give the proper one for 3rd rank? Do I need to click it in there?
Did you hit cast to put it in chat?
No, I just clicked the little left-hand icon.
Yeah, you can do that for the 3rd rank version.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay, whoop, there we go.
Perfect. All right, we'll start with the Wraithvine save. That is a success for half damage.
Okay.
And the little stupid offshoot. That is a natural 1.
All right, so here's the damage.
Oh boy, double damage on the stupid one. And that is instantly going to incinerate the small offshoot as it fails to dodge in time and just combusts entirely.
Now I see why the druids don't like fire magic.
Believe it or not, plants are weak to it.
Mhm.
And then it's just as effective. Well, I mean, it's burning up the big one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was 2 actions.
Yep.
3rd action of this, Zalik is going to try to retch himself.
Sounds good.
Come on, Zalik.
A 22 just barely fails, unfortunately.
Okay, then the 4th action of the act together is going to be him retching again.
Sure.
Oh!
No dice.
Okay, well then, he's going to make for his hasted action, he's going to make a Jaws strike at the big one.
Go for it. Ooh.
But I get my hero point. I get a hero point.
That's a free
Very
hero
nice.
point for you indeed.
Alright, that will end my turn.
All right. Sean, that brings us to you. Courageous Anthem runs out. You do still have your Rallying Anthem up for another round, though.
Alrighty. You know, I think we're pretty close to killing this thing, so I can do another lingering composition, but it just overrides this one, right? Like this one goes away, and
Correct.
then It
Yeah.
takes its place. I think I'm gonna do that. So
Sure.
I'm going to do a courageous anthem. I'll do a lingering composition. I don't remember if that's a success or not.
Me neither. Give me a moment. It is just a regular standard DC for your
Standard
level.
DC.
You're level 6. Your DC is 22. That is a success.
Sweet. All right. So
Everyone can get that courageous anthem effect. Hot dog.
very good. And then I assume this thing's gonna have minor cover because of Zalek, but I'm gonna just gonna do a telekinetic projectile at it.
I'd say you could attack a section of it that doesn't have cover.
All right. Awesome.
Everyone grab that courageous anthem effect. 20 is not going to hit, unfortunately.
All right. And that's my turn.
All right. Are Seraphinus and Bark gonna grab?
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry.
Grab Vine courageous anthems, people.
Made a difference on quite a few hits so far.
All right. The Wraithvine that was gonna go now dies. So Seraphinus, that just brings us right to you.
Okay. I'm just gonna try and finish off the Wraithvine.
Go for it. See if you can.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
28 hits. You know, I did forget to have it reactive strike Bark when Bark cast haste. That was might have been a misstep on my part.
Mm-hmm.
Is Bark in range of this thing?
Yep.
Bark is right here.
Oh, sorry. For some reason, I thought this was Bark.
No, I
Like
can see
Bark
you.
was hidden behind the wall.
Has that damage been applied?
It has.
Okay. Make sure to give it
Good
frightened.
damage roll.
Oh, were you making a?
Yeah. Did I not declare that? Yeah.
I might have
strike.
just not heard. Also, that is a
Okay.
distinct possibility.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then here comes the second attack.
That's also a hit.
Here comes the bull.
If my math is correct, and it always is, Seraphinus, that is exactly enough damage to kill it. How would you like to do this?
Hooray!
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as they're in the middle of this fight, Seraphinus is just going to give a slight charge forward with Stumpy, and he's going to do a repeated fast stab into all those little weird eyeballs of the thing, and
Sure.
just bursting each of them.
Fantastic. As you take a moment to just stab repeatedly into the sort of eyeballs, seed pods that this thing has, you're not exactly sure what they are, but they bleed. And
Yeah.
after a quick moment of just repeated, rapid stabbing to the best of your ability, there is a sickening, tearing sound as the entirety of this thing begins to unravel, ripping off of the massive root system that it has been attached to for who knows how long, before with a heavy thud, collapsing to the ground at your feet, Seraphinus. As it sort of twitches some of the tendrils, spasming with the last bits of life it has. The last surviving offshoot lets out a piercing wail before you watch its body rapidly wither and crumble away. As its parent dies, and it dies as well. And that is the end of that
Get
fight.
Rapidus.
as soon as the fight ends, Yosef's gonna clap his hands and dispel his floating flame.
Sounds good.
So fire just poof.
I'm immediately going to cast Soothe on Seraphinus because he is hurt.
What? Thank you, Sershon.
What did I say about
before
that?
you take that healing, Seraphinus,
Mhm.
just because I like to be a problem,
Oh no.
will you make the next Venom save?
Yes.
Because you guys know what this Venom does.
Hey Jericho,
Yes.
Zalek drained 1. Do you remember what that's from?
Yes. Zalek had his vitality drained by one of the offshoots in an earlier fight.
Was Yosef ever able to figure out how to relieve him of that?
Drained on its own is something that repairs itself by resting.
Okay.
Seraphinus, you fool.
I'm sorry.
You are going to suffer and take 2 points of poison damage.
Oh no! And I'm sure I'm like stupefied too now or something.
No, you're confused.
Oh, oh no!
no.
Which you guys can easily knock Seraphinus out of. We're not going to continue making saves. I just wanted that to happen.
You're going to say we could easily knock him out without
You could do that. Yeah. As Seraphinus kills the Wraithvine and then immediately turns around and starts swinging at everyone else.
I'm the villain now.
And he looks
Can
so
we all get
adorable
rid of
doing
our,
it.
Like a puppet that's lost control.
I can't wait for the day Seraphinus gets confused and just turns his lance on Stumpy.
Oh no!
Anyway, don't forget to take the healing.
Oh yes, thank you.
Yes, now you can heal that 29. As,
Also, I forgot how much of a problem my aura is going to be in terms of lagging the server later.
yeah, the animation on Marshall's aura is a lot, to be sure. As sort of dirt and debris rains down on you from the, not an earthquake caused, but there is a minor rumbling and a pretty large tremor that happens a few moments after the Wraithvine collapses to the ground. Can I get perception checks from everyone, please? Okay. Asili and Zalek, as you all are recovering from your wounds, I imagine many of you sitting there and retching to try and get rid of that sickened feeling. The two of you, through the ground above, hear what sounds like a massive creaking sound.
Perhaps good Honrasu is awake.
I don't know about y'all, but I think we best skedaddle.
Yes, it's never fun having people in your roots.
Sir
Are
Raffles.
we the worms?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Are we the worms in this case?
Perhaps. While Asili and Zalek are recognizing this sound, Sir Raffinus and Bark, the two of you notice off to the side what looks to be a pile of maybe slime-covered just junk, perhaps. It's hard to tell what exactly they are from a distance.
I grab the stuff and put it in one of my sacks,
Okay.
just in case.
Yeah. I mean,
but
it's
separate from everything else because it's gross.
It's a solid chunk. Most of it's covered in slime. Are you just scooping it all up?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll go through it when I'm not in someone else's roots.
Sure. All right. Everyone is free to go ahead and get rid of the sickened condition now, by the way.
Thank you.
And as you're scooping that up, Bark, most of you begin to feel, all of you feel a presence wash over your mind.
Open your mind.
You quickly find yourself experiencing something different. You can still see and smell and hear everything normally, but it's almost as if your mind has been taken somewhere else, brought to a different location. The smell of wet earth presenting itself to you, the cool bite of an icy wind blowing through a stand of pine trees, gentle babbling of a brook pouring over a bed of pebbles.
Oh no, I'm high again.
Again, fantastic. Followed quickly by whispers. A chorus of them in 1,000 different languages. Some you recognize, many you don't. Most of them barely audible at first, but rapidly rising to a crescendo before suddenly going silent, leaving only a single voice whispering through your minds. I saw your coming in dreams. I saw all of it. Jubilation.
That's perverted, dude.
You saw that?
There is the briefest of pauses in response to you, Asili. It's got to think how to respond to that. I think it just ignores you for now. Man's got a speech planned after
fair.
finally waking up. Yeah, this man chooses to wake up and immediately start monologuing, so he cannot
Classic.
be stopped. Green shoots reaching for the sun, yet bringing no new life, only death. The contagion has spread. Ancient rivers of resentment overflowing their banks in a flood of outrage that would set the entire forest ablaze. The Wildwood Lodge door yet stands, wounded, but not broken, resolve unshaken. We can heal these wounds. Yes. You and I, little ones. Come to me. I will show you.
Why do you sound like a villain?
That's his.
Because where's the fun in speaking otherwise?
Fair point.
Well, Sean, I guess the Asili, what is this thing again?
Kanrasu.
Thank you. So the Kamrasu has invited us, I guess, to go back up to the surface, so I say we head up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shrink Zalik down so he fits in the tunnels.
Sounds good.
And then I'm
The old
gonna
Deku tree has summoned us.
then I'm gonna shimmy my way back up.
Okay. Is there anything, any last things you would like to accomplish down here before making your way out?
Search for loot.
Well, Bark just took the pile of slime-covered shit and took it all,
I want to see
so...
what's up.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
want to see what's in this path up here.
I mean, if you want to go run around the different paths real quick, far be it from me to stop you.
Yay.
It's death.
4 more offshoots that somehow survived come barreling towards Sean as he disappears into the darkness.
God damn it.
Rip.
Goodbye, Sean. You will not be
Ultimate-
missed.
Ultimate hide and seek.
Yeah.
And you pass by a couple of the tunnels that lead up to the surface as you quickly go exploring the various caverns, having to shimmy and crawl in a number of places.
Okay, I'm good now.
What, I'm just expected to bring you back up to the surface at this point? You started this journey. You can get back.
Okay. Is there a teleporter?
No, I more meant get back to the group.
Oh.
There is not a teleporter. I can just pop you guys all back up to the forest. As you all make your way out of the tunnels and back up to the surface, you quickly find that not just Corazal, but also the attendants, the witchweirds that were previously lying broken and unused, have also begun to move and seem to already be at work sweeping away dust, cleaning moss off of the various different buildings, and seem to be cleaning up the clearing. Corazal itself also seems to have changed. That cataract-looking orb of stars in the center of the tree has cleared, gaining this deep indigo hue to it, sort of sparkling these tiny stars. What would you all like to do?
Go up and start talking to the guy, I suppose.
Well, you're more than welcome to.
While everyone is chatting, Yosef is going to step aside for a moment to bandage himself up.
Sounds good.
Suppose I'll look through the pile of slime.
Okay.
Gonna see if I can tend to Seraphinus. He's still hurt.
He is immune to treat wounds for about an hour still.
I still have soothe though.
That is fair. If you want to drop spells, you're more than welcome to.
Is there
I
no macro for
appreciate it.
treat wounds?
It's in the basic action macros.
Tumble, trip, take cover, track.
Want to take that, Raphinus?
Yusuf, it's not showing up for you because you're not trained in medicine. Treating wounds is a bit harder if you're not medically trained.
Raphinus, take the healing.
Yes.
Oh, there it is. I was clicked on Zalik.
Just real quick before we get into the discussion, I'll just go over what you find in the pile of slime. There's a lot of decomposed stuff, Bark, a lot that's not really useful. It looks to be a bunch of adventuring gear. But you do find a chunk of coin. There's a lot of gold, some small silver and copper amounts in there as well. And there is a piece of parchment that you recognize inherently as a fulu, almost like a talisman. You are not sure what enchantment it holds at the moment, but it is enchanted.
I put the coins into the party stash.
Okay. Yeah, there's about 33 gold, 7 silver, 5 copper. All right. Well.
What was the other thing?
A fulu.
Hey, what?
A fulu.
It's a fulu.
It's like a talisman. Not necessarily applied just to a weapon or armor, though. So, it is a magical consumable.
Gotcha. My favorite cereal, Fulus.
Cthulhu delicious.
I know, right?
Alright. Sir Raphanus is stepping up to speak with Corazal. Is anyone else joining?
Once
I will.
Joseph is done banishing himself, he'll join as well.
Okay.
One thing I'm supposed to be good at is talking, so I'll go with her.
Emphasis on supposed to be.
Yeah, it's highly dependent on the roles, which in your servers doesn't end well.
Is anyone planning to lead the conversation as you approach the large tree?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Seraphinus! My friend. This is all you.
Oh, of course. I've never had the honor of speaking to such a large and venerable Konrasu, but greetings, Mr. Corazal. My name is Sir Raphanus, the most pungent of the House of Sativa. And these are my friends. Sean, Sarah Yosef, Sarah Zalik, Sarah Bark Pine, Sarah Silly Zawadi.
All males, contrary to what he's saying.
Young one, I have a bit of advice for you. Your name is too long.
No, but it's
What actually said it?
Told you.
It's a name suitable for a honorable chivalrous knight.
Any of your other companions have more than 2 names?
No, but they're not knights.
And yet you treat them as such with your terminology, do you not?
Well,
Sir Asili, and then whatever my last name is, that's 3 names.
Sarah is not a name, it is a...
I feel like you're just being an asshole to be an asshole.
Yes,
Don't
I
pick
am.
on her. Him.
We come into this man's home and you just insulted him?
No, it's...
Yeah, see, let's
No,
Not
it's
to
quite
Being
alright.
rude.
I open my roots for all discourse.
Oh,
Oh,
well
that's a
then.
mistake.
Mr. Kamrasu, do you have a name?
Asshole.
No, that's not his name, Asili.
As has
Guess we
already
all got
been
titles now.
stated by your friend, Corazal.
Okay.
Like the stress hormone?
What is a hormone?
That's what
Some
I
of these
thought.
fleshy people have.
I see. Weakness.
Corazal,
Or,
how did you...
or
how
strength,
did you
depending
come-
on how you look at it.
How did you come to be attacked by that thing at your roots?
Eat raw fish.
An unfortunate mistake. I was hoping to raise a heir that I could share some of my learnings with in order to free up my memory from all the centuries of gathering knowledge. Unfortunately, it lacked wisdom, restraint.
You tried to make a baby?
That's why he watched us come.
Oh, you.
You
Joseph,
enjoy what
you
you're
gotta-
into, I'll enjoy what I'm into.
No kink
it's
shaming
on my
here.
hands.
Yeah, we don't kink shame here.
You enjoy having a heartworm?
Well,
Experimentation is required. It's not like I can reproduce like regular humans do, so you try, you fail, you learn, you try again. This was just a slightly problematic failure.
I feel like we deviated from the point.
Yes. I believe we came here to ask about problems across the Verduran Forest that we can solve.
I can feel it. There are changes afoot. Small points that will grow into major problems if unchecked. I can read the roots, listen to the wind, smell the premonitions of coming events. Hopefully, through communion, I can assist in unearthing these problems before they grow too great.
Out of character, I like how the tree is basically a quest board.
It really is.
Corazal.
Yes.
Do you perhaps have any idea who would gain the most from disrupting the treaty?
There are many. I could not say exactly any who would gain the most from it, but I tell you this. There are as many denizens of the forest who would gain as much, if not more, than those outside of it by disrupting the treaty. Do not trust others simply because they live within these woods.
What if they're adorable like Seraphinus?
That
Well,
trust
What
is
if
up to
they're
your
big
discretion.
talking?
You shouldn't trust me because I'm adorable. You should trust me because I am an honorable and chivalrous knight.
Whatever you say, he just pats his head.
Aside from obviously the forest being left alone and no longer logged, could someone please help me with these questions? I don't understand the politics of the wider world, let alone the forest, very well.
Well, at present, I believe, in terms of one side or the other, that's not the problem at hand. The problem at hand right now is that ne'er-do-wells will be taking advantage of the chaos and doing bad things that we must stop. We can worry about the politics of the treaty at a later date. Is that about right, Sir Corazal?
What was that near southern you got there for a moment?
I...
My accent is spreading.
Yeah, we don't do things down here like that, ma'am.
You don't like being city folk anymore, no?
That would be correct, young one. Ensuring that the forest does not fall to chaos comes first and foremost.
Young, I'll have you know that I'm already 12 years old.
I'm sorry, baby. Sorry, that might be slightly derogative. Infant. Fresh from the womb of the forest, you are.
I think sapling would don't be the correct term.
Corazal, how old are you?
Haven't you been ever told not to ask an elder that age?
Thought that was women folk.
Yeah, that's what I was told by my
Is that
by
what
my
the
mother.
humans
Not
say
to.
these days?
Oh no, I'm not a human.
Obviously.
Sir Corazal, do you have any, tasks for us to accomplish?
will need assistance in filtering through all of the information of the forest. Those of you who are attuned to the magic of this place, I would teach you a ritual that will allow communion between us on a much deeper level.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to be violated.
All right,
Knowledge.
buddy.
You know how it happened.
There can be no greater undertaking.
Of course, then again, we were already inside you, so I guess it's fair play.
Well, Zalik, old buddy,
Do
it
you
looks like
enjoy
we're
playing
about...
with words like that?
It's about all I do.
He is
Fair
a bard,
enough.
after all.
I'm sorry, he's a what?
Bard.
Oh, bard. Oh, I see.
A sense of dread.
That explains a lot. Who would be the first to partake in the ritual and learning with me?
Me
I'll
and
do it.
Zalik will.
Above table, is this like primary caster for a ritual? or something?
Effectively, yes.
Yeah. And we're looking
Oh.
for nature?
Yes, so the primary check will be nature, so those of you who are spellcasters with really good nature would be the prime candidates.
I'll
I'm
let
an expert.
Bark Pine. Yeah, I'll let Bark Pine do that. Her nature is better than mine.
Despite being a tree, I don't think I have any nature.
Yeah, my
You
nature.
are
like
one
Bark
person
Pine.
untrained. Asili does actually have the best nature. I'm not sure how you feel, Asili, about communing on a deeper level with a tree.
I'm absolutely not going to do that, but I
that-
do like
yeah,
Bark Pine, so I would be happy to assist.
Okay. You would like to be a secondary caster in the communion?
Yes.
Does it only
I mean, he
require
just
one
told us,
nature?
don't trust the forest. And then he's like, now trust me and do this ritual that you don't know anything about.
To
I'm
be
sure
fair,
nothing could go wrong.
He never said to trust him. They just said commune with them. Get to know them on a deeper level.
I mean, yeah. I mean, all things said and done.
I thought you were supposed to go out and court someone before this.
No, we
Hey,
already
Celia,
watched
how'd
us
you like-
come. Like, I don't think he has.
We're far beyond that point.
Yeah.
Hey, Celia, how'd you like to commune with this tree?
I feel like there's
Sa-
a wood joke here, but I'll refrain.
Seraphinus isn't even going to do anything, but Stumpy's going to waddle over to Sean and kick him in the shin. That one.
All right. We have. It is also. You guys probably have enough time for one casting tonight, potentially. It's around 7 p.m. at this point, so. Up to you if you would like to cast tonight or wait until tomorrow to cast.
May as well cast tonight. I don't see why not.
Yep.
Okay.
Well,
Can we do a recall knowledge to see if we know anything about communing with space trees?
Sure.
Space trees.
Could be one of those cases where we call him everything but what he is.
Did that pop? It didn't say. I tried to remember something.
It did not pop up into the chat. Are you still in the underground map?
I'm
I see.
all black. I'll reload.
Yeah, I think something was struggling with your loading between maps. Let me know if you'd like me to just hit the recall knowledge while you're loading in. Looks like you just loaded in.
Yes, please.
Oh.
Oh, I'm here now.
Perfect, you can do it then. Roll your dice, pay the price. Let none get in your way. You have never communed with a tree before, Asili, but despite everything it says, your understanding of primal magic is enough that You figure what the communion is making it so you yourself can tap into the senses of Corazal, which apparently covers the entire forest, and sort of focus in on what might be problems or what might become problems.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's get inside him and feel his feelings.
Okay. So we've got Bark as primary casters. I need 3 secondary casters.
Yosef will volunteer.
I'm trained in nature, but not super great at it.
So-
I'll go ahead and take the 3rd spot in that case.
Okay. I need 1 more secondary caster.
Whoa, so Bark is primary, correct?
Yes. And then-
Vasily!
No, Asili already said she'd be a secondary caster, right?
Oh, that is true. Asili did say she was going to assist. All right. Our secondary casters, as you all sit around and sing Kumbaya to commune with Corazal, from the secondary casters, I need either Forest Lore, Perception, or Survival as the skill checks. One of those 3.
Forest lore, survival, or perception?
Mm-hmm.
Are any of those lower than the others?
Not that... No.
Okay.
Are these blind or public?
Public.
Okay, so I'm going to use perception. Okay, no, I'm re-rolling that.
Open your eyes this time.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Open
Sir
your
Ravenous, it is up to you if you'd like to re-roll. 23 just barely fails.
Yeah, wait a
Okay.
minute. Okay, sure, whatever.
Good news is that doesn't turn it into a critical failure.
Oh,
So, Bark, I am going to need from you a nature check with a -4 circumstance penalty.
Ouch.
Because
Oh, damn.
there was a failed secondary check.
Brutal.
Oh, I will reroll that.
Okay.
Much better.
You all sit around and spend a few hours communing. This is your first time attempting it, but as you all sit there with sort of Yosef, the companions, Sean keeping watch on everything else, you stretch out your own senses. As they connect to Corazal, you can feel them instantly amplified. Your own view that just normally can see around you in whatever direction you're looking instantly magnifies. Fracturing, almost like your eyes become those of a fly, granting hundreds, thousands of different images of the forest all playing out at once. A variety of different sounds begin to crash into your ears, rapidly overlapping with one another. The chatter of insects, the conversation of travelers and folks who live here, the rushing of the rivers through the woods, the sound of a breeze knocking a tree over, all of these compounding one another on top of each other. The smells even more numerous. Each of these senses rapidly assailing you. It's too much. The amount of information assailing you find yourself freezing. Lingering too long on any one individual sense doesn't cause a backup, but causes you to miss who knows how much information. Thankfully, there's no dangerous effects, but you do not process nearly enough information over the course of these 4 hours to actually gain anything useful out of this. Unfortunately, a 28 just barely fails, and the ritual does not grant you any information. As
Bad.
eventually your senses all come back, filtering out the massive amounts of information you were just feeling a probably pretty severe headache sitting in.
I'm sorry for failing and giving the minus for circumvention.
And hit a cigarette.
These are the senses Corazal experiences every second of every day. For creatures such as yourself, who only have one set of acute senses and a few other imprecise senses, to suddenly be able to sense the entirety of a forest at once like this, that's not something you can get used to in a short period of time.
That actually made me. What's the name of the turtle lady again?
Morga?
Morga. I mean, Morga is old and ancient and a powerful druid, right? Could we ask her to come do this for us?
Are you mentioning that to Corazal?
Yeah. I think more in character, like as
Yeah.
Seraphinus is nursing a headache, he'll say, I mean, so Bachpine, so Silly Zawali, they're fantastic druids, but this is quite a lot. Have you ever happened to meet Omorga, Allseer? Dear Corazal? Sir Corazal?
I have sensed the one you speak. I know what she looks like, but I did not know her name until now. She may be a safer candidate, 'tis true. Have you any easy methods of contacting her?
Oh.
Means no.
Sean, why didn't you pick up sending?
I don't
Could
even
I
think
send?
I can get that yet.
Could I send Tucker to find her?
I don't see why not.
Wait a minute, don't we have scrolls of animal messaging from her?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I knew there would. Yeah.
But yeah, sending is a level 5 spell.
I know.
I have
I
level
know.
3 right now.
We ain't there quite yet.
I do like the idea of animal messenger.
Yeah.
Is everybody else up for sending Morga a message with animal messenger? Like,
Yeah.
please help us
What do we need help with?
doing this ritual. I mean, Barkpine rolled an 18 on the die and still failed. And that's not a Josh against Barkpine. That's just like, oh my god, this is kind of
Well,
hard.
well, to be fair, Barkpine did have a -4 penalty.
Don't fight.
So
Well,
he,
isn't this ritual just for communication? Like, can't we do the mission without it?
We don't know what the mission is unless we do this ritual.
This is the ritual that will effectively give you an idea of where problems are going to happen in the forest or are currently happening, thus that you can actually go and stop them. Otherwise, you're just randomly traveling through the forest hoping to find something that
so
needs
this is the
resolving.
quest map.
Well, if perception is one of the things we can use as a secondary, I can join in helping this time. See if we can avoid the minus.
Yeah, Bark Pine will only need to
Not-
roll I believe it's a 14 on the die next time to pass.
15, because of
15.
which feels kind of rough. A 25% chance every
Yeah.
time the ritual is cast.
This is a
If everything
fourth
goes
rank
well.
ritual, as an FYI. So it is technically higher than what any of you can cast as part of the issue for why the DC is so high.
How long does it last for? Is it permanent?
It takes 4 hours to cast it.
But
But I mean, like, how long does it last after we do it?
It instantly gives you information. It's not a lasting effect. It is you commune with Corazal, make use of its senses to try and find some issue around the forest.
Sure. Well, I say we just give it one more try before we go hunting druids all over the woods.
that's fair.
Alright. Hey, Sean, what's your perception?
12.
12? Okay.
Mm.
Actually, give me 1 second here.
You would also technically have a slightly easier matter if Asili were the primary caster, but
Oh, that's true.
Fine.
But
Asili has made her stance known.
she doesn't want to do it.
I mean, fine. Fine.
You've already experienced it once. How much worse could it be being the primary caster?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't even like you guys, and I always have to save the day. This is stupid. Fine.
Thank you, Sarah Silly.
Asili's villain arc is
Oh,
really
always said
starting
today, you're
off
the one
well.
usually causing the problem.
Yeah, she's gonna be like the eco-terrorist of Galarian once this is over.
No, we'll help her learn how to like people. It'll be
Final
Through the
cool.
power of friendship.
No, we
I don't think Asili actually believes in that. She just says
Absolutely
it.
not.
Yeah, she just says
We'll
it to
get her
get
to-
people guard down.
we'll get her to like people. No, we ain't.
Man, I really hope above table. I really hope Asili never goes to Bellis.
What's Bellis?
It's the town Yosef's from.
Oh, okay.
I suggest perhaps getting a night's of rest before we continue this, if you wish to make another attempt yourselves. It is about 11 p.m. right now. When you
Yeah,
finish the
I want to
ritual.
sleep.
All right.
Yes, of course. And I'll be a secondary caster then. Because my perception is 14.
Yeah, you can take. You can take. Oh no, since you and Asili are switching, we're still gonna need you.
Sean, you've got
My
the
perception.
cabin. They also have the Witchweirds have been cleaning out the various buildings around this clearing to provide effectively small houses for anyone who wishes to sleep in those.
I thought those were their houses.
They're plants.
So am I.
They don't have a
The-
soul.
They're hive mind plants.
They work for Corazal.
Force of habit.
Fair enough. You're more than welcome to use your cozy cabin. It's probably got slightly better amenities. Because these are just like hovels shaped to look like buildings slightly.
What do you mean? Yosef has the perfect heater and pillow in Zalek.
Well,
But he's not
You
gonna
don't
say
have
no
to
to
sleep-
actual furnishings.
I was gonna say you don't have to sleep in the cabin if you don't want to.
Oh no, he's sleeping in the cabin.
let me ask you guys this. Are you guys taking watches here tonight?
Yes.
I mean, we have
wasn't.
the Witchweirds, don't we?
Yeah.
No. Seraphinus, we don't have the witch weirds. Corazal has the witch weirds, not us.
Let's
Why
be
all
are
have
you
fun
all
with
so
clear on
paranoid?
that.
Uh,
I'm gonna have
Seraphinus
to
is
agree with Cecilia on this. This thing just told us not to trust anybody.
Seraphinus is going to explicitly not stand and watch because like, oh, you're all so paranoid. Sarah Corazal seems like a fine individual, hive mind creature thing.
He's a bit
Well,
spacey.
Well, I'm gonna take
Oh,
first watch.
I got
I'm
the
just going to
joke there,
bed.
Bark. That was a good one. Okay.
Jericho, question.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of wonky how Yosef and Zalek are connected, but technically Yosef could take one watch while Zalek takes another, and we could both
No.
accomplish a... No?
Because if you are asleep, you are unconscious, and therefore Zalek is unsummoned.
Wait, so every time I fall asleep, Zalek just poofs?
Yeah. You have to bring him back when you wake up.
So if Zalek's drained, how does he ever get rid of it?
When you rest.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Got it. Well, Yosef's gonna take first watch.
Yeah. You like to, I like to imagine if you treat Zalek as a pillow, Zalek is there until you fall asleep. Your head kind of hits the ground afterwards. And then when you're waking up, Zalek might automatically summon himself and crawl back under your head. So you always think he stays when you're asleep.
Because that is true. Aside from when we were at the Greenwood Gala, Yosef has never not seen Zalek around. Like when that awakened squirrel showed him how to dismiss Zalek, that was the very first time he'd ever seen it done.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Is anyone else taking a watch tonight?
I will.
Okay.
Celia, are you going to take a watch as well? Kim?
I'm just going to bed.
You may be muted on your headset.
Fine.
You do not have to. Some people
Yeah.
aren't.
Yeah, Sir Raphinus and Sean are just like...
Come cozy up, girl.
I don't trust Yosef to not spit in my eye.
Well, anyone who is taking a watch is welcome to make those perception checks.
Watch out.
Okay. You all head to sleep for the night, some of you staying up and keeping an eye out on the surroundings. It's a peaceful night. The clearing is calm. The Witchweirds, after they finish cleaning up areas, all kind of just continue tending to the grove quietly throughout the night. It has gotten quite overgrown with however long Corazal was infested with this parasite, and it's going to take them a while to clear it all up. But they are working on it. Your Chedamogs all are off resting to the side peacefully. And thankfully, nothing happens over the course of the long night. You all come to consciousness the next morning, well rested, hale, hearty, healthy, whatever terminology you would like to use, but well rested nonetheless. It's a beautiful, shiny day ahead of you. Everyone is free to go ahead and hit their long rest button.
Hooray.
Alright, I'm going to do some crafting, my daily crafting real quick.
Okay. There are also a few items in the party stash that are currently unidentified if anyone wished to attempt to identify them this morning.
Yep.
There's the Fulu as well as that wooden staff.
Yeah, let's check them out.
Alright, could I try to identify the wooden staff?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank
Is
you,
there a
whoever put that
macro
in
for
chat. You just use recall knowledge.
Okay.
I see the use button. I don't see a identify thing.
Yeah, just use your recall knowledge to identify.
Masha. Cthulhu.
Interesting. Some interesting roles, to be certain.
Can Sam's new D&D cereal, Fulus.
Thankfully, between all of you working together this morning, you are able to identify both items. The wooden staff is a staff of nature's cunning. It grants a series of additional spells, namely the Tanglevine cantrip, Protector Tree and Shillelagh at first rank, and Entangling Flora and Shape Wood at second rank.
Okay, so it's primal.
Did you expect it not to be?
This is the Druid campaign!
I mean, who here does?
It was a
I know
gnarled
I'm a
wooden
cult.
staff
Mm-hmm.
with moss and vines wrapped around it, and you think it's going to be like arcane magic in it?
I mean, a lot of the spells I've seen have arcane and one other.
Stop bullying Sean.
No.
Literally, most of my spells are occult and arcane, so I don't know what arcane has dabbled in.
Does anybody want the staff?
I mean, I can't use anything from it, so.
So, Asili, Bark, do either of you two want it? Because if you don't, I would love it.
Not me. I have the caber.
Okay. Asili?
I wasn't paying attention. I'm sure I'm fine.
Aren't summers a cult as well?
My
It depends
particular
on your
breed of
Eidolon.
Oh, that's right. It changes on the other one. That's right.
Yeah.
I am a primal caster.
Yeah.
Alright, then nobody minds. Now Jericho, since we identified this in the morning, I'm assuming I can't attune to it till the next day.
Well, it's not an invest item, it is just something you prepare. I'll say that you could have done identification before you prepared if you wanted to prepare it for today. I will
Yes,
not be
please.
so
Also, don't-
stingy.
So don't investments take an hour?
Nope. Investing takes as long as it takes to don the item.
Okay.
So if you can put something on, it's real simple, typically just like an action to quickly invest in it.
Oh, neat. It's a
Yeah.
lot better than the previous editions.
Yes. Yeah. Staffs,
For
they
the,
specifically have to be prepared in the
Now,
morning.
how do
If
you...
Ring,
Sorry, go ahead.
I know Ring of Sustenance requires a week, but I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do I prepare this
If you
staff
do your
in?
daily prep,
Mm-hmm.
which is the button next to the long rest button. Ta-da. And then the staff's spells will show up in the activations section of your spellcasting sheet.
Okay. Is activations just where all other spell casting goes?
Basically, any item that is providing spells. So wands and scrolls will all... Wands, scrolls, and staffs. And I think any other item that might have the ability to cast a spell will all show up in your activations.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for letting me have the staff.
The
With
Fulu...
500 gold.
The Fulu is a dragonfly Fulu. You affix it to someone's upper back, like the wings of an insect, and it is a free action to activate when you take the leap action, and provides a +2 status bonus to athletics checks for high and long jumping for a minute. And it also allows you to make those jumps as a single action without having to stride in advance. And you can jump from a non-solid substance like water or air.
Double jumping.
So, neat little consumable. But, come morning, do you all wish to attempt the ritual once more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the nature.
For the nature.
All right. So, Asili, you're the primary caster today. Am I correct in that?
Yeah.
Okay. And who are our secondary casters?
Me.
Me.
I think you said you wanted to, Sean, this time.
Yeah, I can be a secondary.
All right. Those of you who are secondary casters may go ahead and make those checks.
Perception will work, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, Barkirus did not have to be blind as a secondary caster.
Ooh.
All of you failed.
So a -12 circumstance penalty.
No, because that does not stack.
Oh.
Each of them applies a -4 circumstance penalty. So, Asili, you are going to make a religion check, please, with a -4.
Religion?
Sorry, nature. I can't English good.
I was gonna say, when did we step into the world of the divine?
A minute ago.
Raphinus, how much coffee did you have?
With an additional -4 on that is 23. That is not enough to succeed, unfortunately.
I did a -4. Can I reroll?
If you put the -4 in, did you then hit add as well?
I don't know.
That's fair.
Probably not.
If you would like to hero point it, you can reroll.
It won't let me. So can I just reroll it?
Yeah, go for it. And if you, when you put that -4 in, you have to hit that, like, plus add button to the right.
Huh.
You know what? You guys have had 2 castings of the ritual now that you've done really, really well on, even with your secondary casters failing you.
Woof.
Asili, as you focus on the ritual today, especially with your experience from yesterday, it is much easier to process all of the information that is arriving. You see different shapes, different colors, the different experiences of all the people around the forest. But you don't come away with any sort of problem happening at the moment. But not because you failed to go through the information, but because it doesn't seem like there's anything truly problematic going on at the moment.
Oh.
However,
Turns out the problem was last night and somebody's murdered.
they're dead now, sorry. Just because something isn't happening now doesn't mean something won't happen. With all the information coming to you, Asili, it is a sense almost like precognition that you begin to feel. All of the different information flooding into your brain. You think that, as far as you can tell, in perhaps half a week to a week from now, something is going to happen. You're not sure what, you're not sure where, and you're not sure exactly when, but sometime in the next 4 to 7 days, something is going to potentially break. Something is going to become a problem that will need outsiders to interfere with, lest it cause true damage to the forest.
Above table, is that giving us a time limit, or is that telling us come back and do the ritual again in 4 to 7 days?
Effectively, no problems have broken out at the moment for you guys. So,
Okay.
if you would like, come back and do the ritual in a few days. Now would be a wonderful time if you wished to take any downtime or do anything else.
Okay.
And if you did want to ask Imorga, that isn't necessarily a bad idea, since she may be able to do better at the ritual. You're really not sure.
At the very least, until we get like leveled up a little bit, and then we can
Yeah,
go
exactly.
better at it.
I will say, once you guys hit level 7, the spell is going to become a lot easier to cast. The DC will go down on the primary check if you go to Master in Nature and being actually able to cast rank 4 spells. It'll be a bit easier on you.
Yeah.
So, for now, it's mostly just challenging because, hey, look, we are experiencing magic beyond our ken.
If we were to take some downtime, Jericho, like what kind of ballpark downtime we talk about? Just a couple days?
4 to 7 days. You know that's when a problem might break out. If you want to ignore problems and just take downtime, you are welcome to do so. I will not stop you.
Let's take like 4 days of downtime and then make sure we do the ritual at least like once a day, or succeed at the ritual at least once a day.
As you guys think about what you would like to do, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. So stand up, stretch, grab some water, do whatever it is you need to do, and I'll see you all in a few minutes.
I think I'm going to have my cup of coffee.
Welcome back.
Imagine having spells.
What a concept.
Yep.
On my level, shorty.
So, you guys have a few days with which to do whatever you would like. Seraphinus, is there a reason you have applied antidote and anti-plague to yourself?
Yes, because I have a stash of antidotes and anti-plagues that I drink every morning.
Gotcha.
Because they last all day, and, you know, you may as well have a +2 bonus against diseases for 3 GP a day, right?
Sure. I did not realize you had purchased those. All right. Well then. What all would you like to do over the next few days, and how long would you like to take?
Is there any way we can help out around Corazal's place? Like, do the witch weirds need help doing anything?
Sure. Yeah, you could absolutely help out. I would say that is mostly going to fall under, like, nature as a skill.
Okay.
Forest lore would also work, and these can be used if you would like to earn income with them. You're more than welcome to. Since Where they get the coin, you don't want to know, but they will pay you for your services.
Yeah. Then I'm down.
Celia heard get paid and instantly said yes.
Womp. I'm assuming me and Zalik are tied up with changing him.
Yes, you are focused entirely on retraining away from his proficiencies into changing and boosting his senses.
Is Zalik a companion?
No.
He is an Eidolon.
What is he? Eidolon.
He's magic.
Pretty much. That's a good way to describe him.
I could runic body him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, yes, but he is already gaining the bonuses that Yosef has on his hand wraps.
Oh, okay.
Runic body would do nothing to Zalik at this point. Runic body on an Eidolon works really well from like levels 1 to 3. Typically. Oh, goodness.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Anyone who needs it, you can grab Earn Income as a macro from the... if you head over to the Compendium Packs and Foundry, the second to last tab, you search Earn Income, you want the macro that looks like stacks of gold coins.
What is the max level we can perform?
That is a great question. Let's go ahead and say the highest level you can do here is level 7.
Okay.
And how many days are you guys working? 4, 5, 6, or 7?
I think 4 would be good so that we have time to actually complete the ritual successfully once something bad starts to happen.
Earning income, is that what we're doing?
If you want to.
Or other downtime activities if you want to do something else.
I really don't have anything else.
That is going to be 1.6 gold you can give yourself as Sealy.
Rad. I didn't really want to help anyway, so I'll take it.
I never said that these Witchweirds had a lot of money with which to give.
Where is the earn income button? I don't...
You have to grab the macro from the Compendium Pack.
Ooh.
That's 1 gold, 6 silver, right?
Correct. And Bark, that'll be 1 gold, 2 silver for you. Seraphinus, 10 gold for you.
Oh!
They pay Seraphinus first, and then they go to pay Asili and Bark Pine, and they're plants with no concept of money, so they kind of gave away the vast majority of it.
It's okay, I'll
Seraphinus.
share.
Did you say we're doing 4 days?
That seems to be the consensus.
I'll actually go ahead and put that money just into the party stash because I feel bad for taking everybody's cash.
I feel like that's a very Seraphinus thing to do.
So didn't realize y'all were rolling athletics and performance. Okay.
Oh, so,
No worries. It's done. We'll just take it as is.
You're not supposed to?
Nature.
Yeah, it was mostly nature if you were focused on helping out around. If you were doing something else, it would be good to know that.
I thought this was just like a standard town earn income type of deal.
But 4 days passes without much problems.
It seems to, yeah.
Okay.
Does the income go into this?
Sorry?
Does the income go into the stash, or do we add it, or we just ignore it because it wasn't nature?
You can add it to your own inventory. Seraphinus is putting his in the stash because he felt bad taking a majority of the money that the Witchweirds actually had on their person before Bark and Asili could get paid for their efforts. The two of you kind of cleaned out their coffers. All right. Well, I will also ask you guys, during that time, are you sending a messenger to try and have Amorga come, or do you want to focus on trying to do the ritual yourselves again?
I will leave that up to the people who are actually doing the ritual.
I don't mind the help.
Yeah.
If she can just help us out until we reach level 7 and can actually do it well.
I'm
Above
indifferent.
table hint. You'll reach level 7 when all the problems have been resolved and you don't need to do the ritual anymore.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, it's the design of it is a little bit weird. Because also, there is a penalty for succeeding. So,
There's a
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah.
You become drained for succeeding.
Hateful.
And stupefied. Because of all the information you're successfully processing. You are heavily
Can the
taxed
Converse
by
not just... Can this Converse just not tell us where the problems are and then we just come back and get the new missions?
That's the whole point of the ritual is no.
Told you I didn't like this guy.
I mean, like, we're already here is my point, so
It's
can they
just-
not just give us the first one?
I agree.
But yeah, I'm up for contacting Amorga and being like, hey, can you help? We're kind of dumb.
I'm not dumb. Well, I am, but...
Mildly. Yeah, if you guys want to send an animal messenger, that'll definitely give her enough time to get the message, if you send it over these next few days. And the one thing Corazal is good at is opening portals in the trees.
Oh.
Between the elder oaks around the forest, Corazal is at the very least able to open a pathway between them.
Okay.
Very similar to the what ritual is it? The Nature's Pathway spell. Though they last an extended period of time. Effectively, you can just take an elder oak and open a little portal to it. And he himself counts as an elder oak, so you can just walk into him when he opens a passageway. But there is an elder oak right down by the gala grounds.
Hey.
So by sending a message to Amorga, she is able to get the passage opened and make her way through towards the Viridian Nexus. And as she kind of walks through the tree, you definitely see she looks haggard, tired. Doesn't look like she slept well recently.
Are you okay, Elder?
Tired. Too many people like to talk in too many circles at the lodge. Discussions over a new leader have not been going the most well as of yet. We still have time, but too many people like to puff their feathers out and talk up a big game that I'm not confident they can succeed at. I digress, though. I got your message. You asked for assistance.
We are young still, so I perfected this ritual to help us find the danger.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But this fancy-ass ritual we can't do.
She'll take a few minutes communing with Corazal, like actually talking between them to understand what's going on. Well, from my understanding, I will still need some assistance in it, but I will happily take on the locus of it if you all need.
Okay.
And if you guys are casting today, then I just need 3 secondary rolls.
All right.
Alright.
That is a success for Bark.
Was
Raffnus,
it
don't let your
survival?
muskrat melt. Survival, perception, or forest lore.
Is that a failure on my
That is a
part?
failure, Yosef, yes.
Alright, I am gonna reroll.
That is a success exactly for you, Asili.
For nature.
Wow.
Yosef is still a failure.
Alright.
Yosef, that failure's on you. Everyone else had it so good. And you failed.
We should spit in his eye.
You should.
No.
Do it.
No.
There's really no one in the party have forest lore? That's kind of crazy.
Do any of the backgrounds offer it?
I think so.
Oh.
Mine's scouting lore, so.
That's really wild if it doesn't. I'm just checking real quick because now I'm curious. Fey lore from Fey Friend, Green Faith lore from Green Faith Pilgrim, Moot Guard gives warfare lore, Tree Friend gives forest lore.
Mm.
Interesting.
I almost took that one.
All right,
Right.
well, I will go ahead and give a nature roll for Amorga. I am going to put the -4 on her because Yosef is a disgrace to us.
No.
She is also going to fail for today.
I'm gonna give her a hero point.
That's not how that works.
Okay.
She
He's
will,
trying so hard.
and got so far, but it really doesn't matter, Yosef.
But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
I will tell you this, just to make you feel even worse. Had you succeeded, she would have succeeded.
God damn it!
This is your
Hey,
fault.
Libby.
Hey, I spent a hero point. I'm innocent.
I
Maybe I
don't
should
think that
have
absolves
taken-
you.
Nope.
Maybe I should have taken guidance instead of light, I feel like.
Well, guidance is hard to affect on a ritual that takes 4 hours to cast.
Yeah.
For the one round doesn't really assist very much.
My Courageous Anthem doesn't help with skill checks, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I will say, though, just if you're going to be focusing on doing this for like the rest of the next day or so, I'm not going to continue requiring dice rolls. That's a little silly to do. Eventually, probably as night is falling tonight. Yeah, as night is falling, the ritual does eventually succeed. The three of you who assisted in the casting, Bark, Asili, Yosef, all of you sort of receive this jumble of images, sensations, words, sort of the forest's impression of the crisis that seems to be brewing right now to the northwest of where you are. By night they came, clattering and killing for the favor of a spirit in green. Those who escaped the slaughter seek salvation within a ring of ash. But the shepherds, weeping over a fallen flock, see no sense in their culling and cry out for vengeance, blinded to the nature of their true foe.
So sure were words.
They really were, right?
Is Pickle Rick on a rampage?
What?
What?
I eat Pickle Rick.
The
no Rick and
dude
Morty
from
references in this.
No,
campaign,
no,
thank you very much.
the guy from the Greenwood Gala who was starting a hunt after the assassination.
Oh,
Oh, Cass
That guy,
Brindle.
Yeah, Cass Prickle.
Ass
Like-
Prickle, yes.
Perhaps.
quite
Is this
possibly.
him on his hunt?
These are meant to be as vague as shit. If anyone
Yeah.
wants to attempt a recall knowledge roll, they may. The DC is going to be pretty high, though.
Well, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Yep.
Nat 20.
Hey, squirrel.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Sean, Zalic. Definitely the ass pickle.
I knew it.
The rest of you,
We
you're
probably
not
both
so
rolled
sure.
ones.
But this is just vague enough that really you've got no clue.
But we got a location at least.
Yes. And not just a destination, but through that, Corazal is able to point you to the nearest Elder Oak. To the northwest of here, there is a grove that seems to be the point of crisis in the forest at the moment. It is, however, late at night now that when you finish this casting of the ritual. You're welcome to travel there now and potentially risk some exhaustion, but be on top of it, or you can, of course, rest and take it up tomorrow morning.
That is a great question.
I do try.
I personally think it might be best to rest before we head in there, because we have no idea what's going to be there, so...
And fatigue is not fun.
No, it is
It's
not.
very bad.
I'm good with whatever.
All right, let's rest then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also,
Everyone's-
I want you all to know that when Sir Raphanus sleeps, he sleeps curled up and stumpy.
Adorable.
Aww.
Only enforcing that if anything happens to Seraphinus, we're all going pure murder hobo.
Yep, we are gonna go murder somebody.
Asili,
But not just somebody, everybody.
Gonna
Asili,
try
which of
Yes?
your companions would you like with you when you guys go through the portal?
Probably frickin' Rickon. That's Maverick. That's Moldy Bread.
Moldy bread, okay. That was going to be my guess, so I'm glad I got it right, but that's a name for sure. All right. Well, you guys are free to take one final long rest before getting into dealing with some problems.
Okay.
All right. As you all wake up early the next morning, after breakfast, any last conversations with Imorga and Corazal, you all step into the tree. It's a, interesting experience getting to travel through nature's pathway. This is extra-dimensional travel. So if we're being really annoying, technically you couldn't take any bags of holding with you.
No, that's...
I'm not going to be that much of a munch, but extra-dimensional
even
travel is
have any
kind of
bags of
crazy in
holding?
Pathfinder. I believe Sir Raphanus does.
Yep.
Technically your spacious pouch would not be allowed to go through, but I don't think anyone else really has anything. And I'm not going to be that mean. But as you
Would
all...
it go if it was empty?
No. Extra-dimensional spaces cannot travel through other extra-dimensional spaces. It causes problems.
Makes everything implode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, That's what it does in 5e. In Pathfinder, it just doesn't work.
What's the fun in that?
Typically just causes the magic to fail if you try and stick an extra dimensional space inside of another one. I'm going to selectively ignore that restriction, though, because where's the fun in that?
Thank you, Mr. Jerk.
You're welcome. That'll be 2 hero points, please.
Okay.
I'm just joking. As you guys step into the passageway, your vision quickly warps, and what was once a clearing that you were standing in, with the large tree of Corazal in the center and the small hovels surrounding you, is now an open forest road. You can see a winding path continuing forward for a near endless distance as far as you can tell. There aren't a large number of trees like you're used to there being in the forest, but instead the trail continuously branches off with these massive trees at the end of each branch. Each tree ancient looking, far taller than most trees you've seen before, but serene, peaceful, welcoming almost. They have the feeling of a parent watching over a child when you look upon them.
Hey, fellow trees.
They stand silent to your words, Bark, but a feeling of joy permeates out from them.
No better than a tree party.
We're in a tree party.
They don't stop.
You can see ahead perhaps the second path that splits west. The tree at the end of it has what appears to be a door set into the trunk at the base, which is currently shimmering ever so slightly.
Can we go through it?
Sure. You all walk down the path, making the left towards it, get to the tree, open the door, step through. The next moment, you find yourself in a completely different part of the forest. Trees still surrounding you, water now to your east, though, close by. Cacophony of birds echoing overhead. The tree still has this large, sort of shimmering doorway embedded in the trunk, but no actual door to close it or anything. And this passage, theoretically from your understanding of the magic, should remain open indefinitely until Corazal chooses to close it.
Okay. At least we have an escape route. For now.
For now.
Mm-hmm.
What exploration actions are people taking? Let's go ahead and confirm those.
Seraphinus will go out and take scouting.
Okay.
Seeking.
Okay.
Where are the actions here?
Zalek's gonna take search.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. I'm just continue detecting magic.
Get my land speed up to 50 feet.
Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
All right. Anything in particular for you, Asili?
If you're not sure, searching is usually
Searching is
Yeah,
making perception checks. Investigate would be making recall knowledge rolls. You could be sneaking.
I want to investigate.
Investigate? Alright.
I'm
Then
gonna
everyone
investigate.
has a roll to make is more than welcome to go ahead and do so.
You
Investigation's
need us to roll perception?
correct.
If you are detecting magic, you do not need to roll anything.
Okay.
Those who are searching need to roll perception. Okay. As you all begin to travel, heading in the general direction that that communion let you know there may be an issue in, Asili, you know a bit about the region. You know further south of here, perhaps a little more than half a day's travel, does lie a settlement, a logging camp called Marin's Mill. Zalik and Bark just keeping an eye out as you go. Everything appears relatively calm and peaceful. Does anyone in the party speak Arboreal?
Yeah, I will though.
Not yet. I think that's when I get some trouble. I do have plant empathy.
Okay.
Oh. No, I just speak Sylvan and Common.
I speak arboreal.
Hot dog.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Fantastic. Zalik is the first to begin to hear what sounds like the rustling of leaves on the wind. Just, it catches Zalik's attention because it's as if they're moving at different speeds. There are some that are shaking rapidly as if in a windstorm, some that are a bit calmer as if just a cool breeze is passing by. Just a variety of sounds that sound like leaves, the creaking of branches, but they don't seem natural, really.
They don't seem natural.
In the fact that there's one speed the wind is blowing, so it doesn't really make sense for there to be the sounds as if one tree is stuck in a windstorm and another is in a light breeze. Doesn't really make sense to hear heavy creaking of branches, what sounds like the shifting of roots in the ground when it's a calm and peaceful day.
Zalik, is this to the left of where we are, to the right?
South.
So behind us.
It's in the direction you're heading.
It was a dark and stormy night.
So Zalik would look around and just kind of... So he can hear this weird, unnatural rustling.
Mm-hmm.
Can he exactly pinpoint, kind of, which quote-unquote tree it's coming from?
This is coming from far ahead down the path. You are just hearing it in advance.
Okay, he would relay that telepathically to Yosef.
Okay.
And
What
then
will
Yosef
Yosef
would...
do with that?
Oh, he's gonna tell everybody.
Okay. When that sound is pointed out, you all begin to notice it, especially as you are continuing to walk in that direction. Asili, you are the only one to recognize it as actual language. The language of trees, arboreal, and understanding it grants you insight into, it sounds like an argument of some sort.
We've wandered in the forest of no return.
Can I stop and listen for a minute?
Sure. Go ahead and... sorry.
My goal is to get a better understanding of, like, what the conflict's about.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh, okay. Our probably mostly old.
You hear one voice kind of cut above the rest, a bit deeper, a bit louder. No, no! I will not hear any excuses for this wanton slaughter. These trees were our family, our friends, our community. We've allowed these people their measure each year as the treaty demands. Now, they seem to believe the lodge has weakened such that they can do as they will. They will bleed the forest dry with axe and torch if we do not stop them.
Asili is the only one that understands this, right?
Asili is the only one who understands this, yes.
I said what I said.
What did you say?
I said, yeah, let's kill him!
Oh.
I don't think anyone heard you say that, but...
I don't know.
Who do we kill?
Yeah, who are we killing, Asili?
Can I speak arboreal?
Yeah, you know the language.
I am going to turn my back on my companions because I don't care about them at all. And I am going to talk to these trees and find out who we're killing and why and when.
Well, they're down the path. This is just what you're hearing at the moment. So I don't know if you want to call out or if you want to approach them.
I will yell out, yeah, let's kill them.
Hearing this, can I cast sleep on Asili after hearing this?
You don't know what I said.
Yeah, you don't know what she's saying. It just sounds like...
Are you speaking? Oh, you're speaking in arboreal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Asili's mouth opens up and the sound of a storm of leaves echoes forth.
Well, that can't be good.
The sound of the trees in the distance goes dead silent. Who out there speaks?
I will.
The ground begins to rumble. The sound of heavy footsteps making their way in your direction.
Asili, what'd you do when you sounded like a bunch of leaves? Why is the ground moving?
Is the ground moving like there's something moving on the ground and it's vibrating the ground, or there's something in the ground moving?
Like something is marching towards you with very heavy footsteps.
Okay, then I'm going to look at my companions and uncommon and say, come on, my friends are this way. And I'm going to head right towards the murder.
Yosef's going to look at Sean and just be like, her friends?
That can't be good.
I've already started.
Oh, Sarah Silly, wait.
Oh, boy.
As you quickly make
nothing
your
else
way...
is happening.
As you quickly make your way down the path, you find yourself coming towards a sort of clearing with a large number of arboreals present. sentient trees, effectively. The guardians of the forest, and the large one that is currently walking in your direction, very large in size, much taller than any of you, much larger, very clearly what would have been a very large tree of the forest, kind of walks towards and sees your large, eclectic group of people and animals. Whoever are you?
Well,
I bow
Listen,
and look at
Arboreal.
my friends expectantly.
It is saying this in Arboreal still.
So, yeah, I'm gonna bow and look at my friends expectantly for them to bow.
I'll bow.
Ron just sticks a
It's big
finger in his
tree.
ear. Get
So,
out.
Seraphinus will bow. Very confused, but he will still bow.
Big tree!
You having stomach issues there, Raphinus? What's going on?
That's the wind sound. Hello, big tree! We are friends of the forest. We heard you might be having some people problems, and we are here to help.
Sarah Bach Pine, can you understand what is going on? I'm
I
so
don't
confused.
speak their language, unfortunately.
I don't know, but the fact that she's the one speaking has me nervous.
Hearing the rest of you speak in common, the Arboreal will actually switch over to common. Friends of the
They're my
forest, you
friends.
call yourselves.
I mean, I'm part tree. I mean, I think
so.
the leaves growing out of my chest and shoulders would point that out, but everyone seems to ignore it.
I try
Just
not to
because... Go ahead.
I'm gonna point at Seraphinus and Stumpy, and then I'm gonna point at Bark Pine and be like, friends of the
Sure.
forest.
To your
Where is
question,
Seraphinus?
old one. Under Stumpy.
Oh.
Just because one looks to be of the forest does not always make them a friend to it.
I mean, I've been killing people for the forest for quite some time. Stopping lumbers and...
That would make you a friend, then.
I mean, I grew up in the forest. I've never left the forest.
What be your names, friends of the forest, then?
I'm Bark Pine.
Okay.
Yosef, this is Nalic.
I am Seraphinus, the most pungent of blah 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 blah.
An honorable series of titles indeed.
I want to encourage him.
He's my favorite.
And your name, miss?
Masili Zawadi. And this is Moldy Bread.
I see.
His brother's around here somewhere, but I'm not sure where.
He does have the look of one who is covered in mold. I see not the bread, but I understand the first part of the name. Come, friends of the forest, join us in our deliberations.
Of course.
So what is the situation that you have found yourselves in that requires violence?
Did we hear the violence part, or did we just hear her shout?
Oh,
I hear the violence part.
yeah,
Yeah,
fair enough.
you did not hear the violence part.
Oh,
I think our dialogue would have went very differently if we did.
what is it that you and your brethren are discussing?
Those faithless wretches to the south have been butchering and setting ablaze our comrades. We've been discussing how best to deal with the perfidy of those villagers.
Well, if it's just villagers, might be able to help you to go and discussing with them.
We
Don't think
seek
violence
no
right to be the first.
discussion.
Let's kill him. Let's kill them all. Let's
Wait.
kill him hard, and let's kill him often.
Wait,
I see it. I see it
You
like
can only kill one person
right
at a time, usually.
rein
They
in
don't
your
usually die.
rein in your
Amateur.
murder a little bit.
Friends,
It's
we're-
killing the trees.
I thought you only
You've
liked
taken
animals.
too much.
Yeah, I thought you only liked animals.
Well,
The
friends.
the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Asili just doesn't like people. You all don't understand.
Yeah, I understand.
Remember what the Imorga told us he discovered in the ritual. They know not who their true enemy is. If that's the
Also,
case... Oh, God.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
If that's the case, then perhaps there is... well... Perhaps there is more to this than meets the eye.
Also, y'all are thinking too short-sighted. You go and you kill a village. Guess what? More of them come, but they're coming for vengeance because you killed them. All it's going to do is escalate. That's why you
We'll
gotta
lay a
try
nice trap.
talking. You gotta try talking first. You would not go and trap them. Trust me. The force is big, but you start a war against the other side. I don't think you're gonna win. Especially with the allied to other nations.
My, good arboreals, Sir Arboreals. This village that you speak of, do they typically display such, perfidiousness?
No. No, we allow them their measure as they have taken, as we follow the treaty of the forest.
Yes, of course.
They are the ones who have gone too far, clearing the woods around their village, burning the stumps and undergrowth of our friends and families.
A circle of ash.
Have any of y'all tried what's the word I'm looking for?
Murder.
Diplomatizing?
Do you know why they have done this? If it is unusual for them to do this thing, then perhaps there is a reason behind it.
One of the other ones, a smaller tree, steps forward.
I myself went to try and speak with them. I was the one who discovered what they had done to the region. They responded to my inquiry with axes and flame.
And what, pray tell, was your approach when you went to go and talk to them?
I demanded an explanation. Why they felt the need to obliterate in entirety our people.
And you didn't happen to storm in there, tree and rock swinging, did you?
I made no efforts at violence first.
I roll an insight check.
You may roll a perception check because insight doesn't exist.
While,
You know what I mean.
While Sean is doing that, can you, copy paste what the riddle Imorga gave to us was?
The prognostication.
Yeah.
I suppose I could. How many hero points am I getting paid?
All of them for the rest of the sessions forever.
Oh, sold.
Everywhere.
You bad formatting. Don't copy and paste from the PDF, y'all.
Seraphinus will sidle up to Asili and say, Sir Asili, don't worry. There will be murder, but we must make sure we are murdering the people that we should be murdering.
As long as it's people, I don't care.
But certainly, we will work to end this slaughter of the forest.
Do we know, like, when this treaty was made? Is it something that, like, they talk about, like, continuously, or is this, like, possibly a new generation
They're talking about
obviously Asili is not asking this.
Yeah, they're talking about the overall treaty between the Verduran Forest and Taldor, which had been going on for generations. It was at the re-signing of that treaty that Valinor the Green died earlier. That was the entire point of the gala.
It's re-signed every year, right? So
Correct.
nobody has any excuse for not knowing
Yeah,
about it.
this is an annual thing that is redone.
If you wish to go and speak with those murderers, far be it from me to stop you. You would be best advised then, if you care about them in any capacity, to tell them to flee. We will show them no quarter, but we will destroy their holdings.
I feel like there might be some manipulation going on with these folk. It's been going on for a while. There's no way they wouldn't know that this is a bad sign.
As the prognostication said, they know not who their true enemies are. We should perhaps try to discover who the true enemy is.
It could be referring to the tree folk as well, though. Not necessarily the villages.
Well, I'm certain there are true enemies, and we will find them and end them for the forest.
These folk are the ones sweeping over a fallen flock, so I think they're the ones that are blinded to their true foe.
I think both parties are.
Would be.
Let us head to the
yes,
village.
we know about you, Asili.
I'm telling you guys, final boss is going to come and Asili is just going to stab someone in the back with a butter knife.
If she even gets that far, she might betray us before that.
She might, it's true.
The call came from inside the house.
I'm gonna take the maze spell just so that I can send her to the maze in a fight. Just be like, okay, you stay away for a minute.
Well, what's up, Yosef?
Oh, never mind. Someone already asked it.
Oh.
Gotcha. Well, from what you're able to gather, they would have introduced themselves. The main arboreal is Ironbark, and the one who shared his story that you made a sense motive check on, Sean, is Rattlebranch. And as far as you could tell, Rattlebranch is being entirely open and honest. He didn't seem to have any ulterior motives. He didn't appear to be hiding anything. He seemed to explain exactly his experience when he confronted the villagers.
Alright, so... Well, assuming I didn't absolutely botch my check, that leaves the rest that he just came in aggressively and that's why they chased him out. Okay, so I guess next step is to go and speak with the villagers. And restrain Asili in the process.
If nothing else, it's true that the villagers did cut down a bunch of trees, so I don't know.
I'm murderous, not reckless. I'm not gonna just go in there and just murder everybody. I can do some recon.
You're gonna send
can be
moldy
cool.
bread in to just murder everyone?
Yeah. Then she's gonna go in there and murder everyone.
Right. Well, are we good to head out to the village? And get to the bottom of this?
Sure.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Well, as you guys are traveling, I'm going to go ahead and ask for new rolls from everyone's just general exploration actions who are taking them.
Except me.
If you're taking a action that does not require a roll,
I'm just doing detect magic as usual.
yes. Okay. As you guys begin making your way south of the forest, or south through the forest, the journey to the mill from here is probably about half a day. I should mention the logging town village is called Marin's Mill. That is information you guys would have, especially with the Seeley's Recall Knowledge roll. Let's see. About an hour into travel, Seraphinus.
Mm-hmm.
You begin to get the distinct impression your group is not alone. Slight rustling noises in the bushes off of the path behind you all.
Seraphinus from atop Stumpy will hold up his hand, motion with one of his fingers to like be quiet, and will start taking a look around, and will encourage other people to do so as well.
Sure. As the group stops, there's a louder sound of rustling that all of you catch.
Can we tell what direction it's coming from?
All around you,
Oh boy.
and it's less so the sound of things coming towards you, and more so the sound of things moving away from you. As the sound gets fainter and fainter rapidly.
I'd like to cast
How-
invisibility on myself.
Okay.
How big is the sound? Like, how big does the sound sound? Is it like a low to the ground sound, or is it
Yes, it is a low to the ground sort of sound.
I'm going to stop
Okay.
speaking and start stealthing.
Okay. You want to start avoiding notice?
Yep.
Sounds good. I was going to say, with your seek roll, Barkpine, you're the only one who gets a glimpse as to what exactly is there. You, through a small hole in the underbrush, just barely catch sight of what looks to be a tiny person. Though very reminiscent of a doll woven from vines and brambles and sticks.
Stop it.
Currently dashing away through the undergrowth and quickly disappears from sight.
I'll speak in Fey and go, "What ho, friends?" See if there's any response.
As you call out, nothing. The sound just fades away as it seems like whatever or whoever these things are run away.
before they run away, when I first heard that it was a low sound, I would have sent out like a tremor signs thinking that it was small animals that might need help. Could I
Okay.
use that tremor signs to communicate with the person?
What message are you trying to send to them? Absolutely.
Stop, we're here to help.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Public or blind?
Blind, please.
I'm gonna start heading towards the noise.
Oof. The sounds do not stop, Asili, and they continue to run away.
Bummer.
Sean, you're attempting to track the noises down.
Yeah, I'm heading in that general direction of where I can hear them.
Well, they scattered in every direction.
Ah.
So, it is up to you
I
which...
guess I'll try tracking.
Okay.
I do have survival.
Go ahead and give me that survival roll. Okay. Peering into and through the undergrowth, you do find a number of tiny, tiny footprints in the mulch and dirt of the ground that all seem to... They definitely spread out, but the vast majority of them seem to head south.
Got some runners heading south.
I am worried about whatever these things are following us in silence, but I don't know if we have time to take that diversion.
Oh wait, aren't we headed south anyways?
You are.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Yes, they seem to be like puppets. Little dolls with brambles and moss. Got a glimpse.
Do we know of any populations of puppets in the Verduran Forest?
You're not aware, but with Asilian Yosef's investigation results, that description of creature, there aren't just poppets that look like that. If we're talking about tiny creatures that look like vines and brambles interwoven together, might be talking about twigjacks.
Oh, not these assholes.
Which are, from what you're aware, tiny fae, colloquially known as a bramble if they are found in a group, that are dangerous and have a very unpredictable capacity for sudden violence, which they justify by declaring themselves the guardians of the forest in which they dwell, and that their duty is to keep protected lands free of non-fae by any means necessary.
Well, they're racist.
Yes.
By night they came, clattering and killing for the favor of a spirit in green, perhaps?
But here's the thing. Are arboreals considered fae?
No.
I don't believe so.
Okay, so the arboreals...
I think they're
considered
constructs more than anything.
They,
No,
they are
they're not,
awakened.
Oh.
They are just a
those
type of creature.
arboreals would have been free game to these little twigjacks.
Yeah, but they're also guardians of the forest. So if you're a guardian of the forest, are you going to attack the tree or the person?
Both.
Person.
The person because they're not of the forest, the tree because you view them as too lax or poisoned or a traitor.
Okay, that's an
But they-
interesting thought
why would they
process.
view- Why would he view the tree as a traitor, though, if nothing's happened yet?
Because the tree allows the people to take lumber.
Refuge?
Yeah, and whoever they serve could possibly see that as being a traitorous act, even though it's permitted by the treaty. Well, what if the person doesn't agree with the treaty and they convince the twigjacks not to agree with it either?
Let's perhaps go talk to the villagers and see what information we can get out of them before we speculate too much.
Conspiracy theories all around.
Are you guys
Well,
following
those things
the twigjack footprints or the path to the village?
That's a great point. They're kind of heading in the same direction anyways.
They are
What
both
does
heading in
everybody-
the same direction.
What
I
does
was following
everybody
the
else
footprints.
think?
Well, do we want to get the villager side of the story before the arboreals go all last march of the Ents on their ass?
I'm the way that I'm thinking is if we get the twigjacks, then we might have the evidence we need at that already. And the twigjacks are running away. The villagers aren't going anywhere as far as we can tell, right?
as far as you can tell.
Also, we don't know if the arboreals are just going to wait around for us to come back, or if they're just going to do their business anyways.
I'm pretty sure they said they'd wait for us.
They are giving 3 days before
Okay,
they will go
well,
and
then let's
destroy
follow-
the lumber camp.
Let's follow the twig jacks then.
So would my, I've never used this background before. Would my Fey friend give me any insights or maybe relations or knowledge of these guys? Maybe I've met them before, or at least they're
You can
kind.
give me a recall knowledge roll.
'Cause if I know them, or at least are familiar with them, that might help.
Yeah. You know what twig jacks are. You may not have dealt with these ones in particular, because they are pretty antisocial. You also know that when there are a group of them, they nearly always form around a particularly charismatic or even demagogic individual. They can be heavily religiously fanatic. They don't really worship established deities. They'll either come up with their own strange new gods, or just find really obscure spirits or deities to worship. You would think, Sean, it is very likely that there could be a group of twig jacks at this point that, for whatever reason, have decided to go on a killing spree at the lumber camp. Because from what you know, twig jacks typically attack by using heavy amounts of cover and surprising people. So if the people of the town have burned every tree around them down, that
That would
be
explain why they're getting rid of the brush, so they
Exactly.
can't hide anything.
yeah,
That's
that would make
Because
a whole
they-
lot of sense.
they did still kill a bunch of trees.
Yes.
So they're gonna have to answer for that to the arboreals at least. But it's good to know that they maybe didn't do it just for shits and giggles.
It
Well, it's
seems
a
to you
who
like
had-
it might be self-defense.
Well, it's a chicken or the egg type of deal, where if the forest violated it first, then they would retaliate, obviously, just like the trees want to retaliate because they burned down the brush.
Jericho, the treaty between the forest and Taldor, is it basically every denizen of the forest is part of the forest portion of the treaty, and then all the humanoids that do the lumbering are part of the Taldoran side of it?
In a very generalized sense.
So if the twig jacks attacked the lumber camp first, then that would be the forest, quote unquote, violating the treaty.
Effectively, yes.
Okay.
But also, here's the big question. Can you really say the treaty was renewed this year?
Yes. Because the exchange did happen. Granted, it got both of the representatives killed, but the exchange did happen.
Well, might be important to
Well,
hold
let's-
on to that thought process for later. So,
Let me know if you need me to make a new survival check to track.
no, we can just go off of the one you rolled. Are you guys tracking down the twig jacks at this point then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can talk to them. I think that'll help. Maybe, I don't know.
You would be relatively certain there is a very high unlikelihood of being able to convince them to back down. Depending on their current reasoning for killing, they'll probably keep doing it until either the people they're after are dead or they're dead.
I knew
That's
there
worth a
was
shot.
reason I took fire magic.
Not to say it's not impossible, it's just highly improbable that you will be able to.
So
And that's one of your busts. Got it.
Here Sarah Raffinus is concerned. He doesn't consider himself murderous, like silly or anything, but he does consider himself a protector of the forest and everybody who lives in it. And these twitchjacks, if we convince them to stop going for this one village, they're probably just going to keep going around and killing not just people as silly, but animals too.
Well, here's the thing. Who's leading them? Who gave them the idea?
Well, that's what we're going to find out, I suppose.
It was a silly all along.
I knew there was a reason I took fire magic.
Let's not start a forest fire now.
All right. As you all continue forward, eventually you do break off the path following these tracks, but it doesn't even lead you far, to the point that you're probably only about an hour or so away from Marin's Mill, by your understanding. But the trees give way to a clearing with a low hill in the center of it, a trio of what look to be ancient stone menhirs protruding from a cluster of grasping brambles. Their weathered carvings, from what you can see, long since faded at this distance, covered by moss. But nearest to those stones, atop of the hill in that large pile of brambles, covered in dagger-like thorns, are dozens of small animal corpses. Mice, squirrels, rabbits, what looks to be a house cat, maybe, a chicken or two.
Possums?
Rats?
Yes,
Well,
to both.
Okay. We've got to kill these twitchjacks. I'm sorry.
At the bottom of the hill, perched on a low rock, is a single twigjack that you recognize, prancing and capering about. Large, it's a stick, but in its hand it's kind of like a staff. Shrieking in this sort of reedy, high-pitched voice that I'm not going to attempt to replicate because I value my vocal cords. There is a...
Invisibility wore off by this
Yeah,
point.
your invisibility would absolutely be gone. There is, as you have learned, a bramble of twigjacks gathered before this soul one, excitedly applauding every pronouncement that the lone twigjack makes, collectively rattling their dry branches, erupting in this chorus of eerie whistles.
They're following a twigjack.
They are. And the one who's talking is talking in Fey, so fucking everyone understands what it's saying. Fantastic. That'll make conversation real easy.
And we don't have to rely on the psychopaths to translate for us.
As you guys approach this clearing, though, the massive amount of twigjacks, and I suppose I can show the art, the soul
How much juice
twigjack
from
leading
the by the
them.
table?
I'm sorry? Oh, talking to someone else. And their entire bramble of twigjacks alongside them. That is going to be where we end the session for today.
Of course.
Instead of
Okay.
getting into and halfway through a discussion of combat, we'll just stop right before it.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So that way you guys can prepare to murder them next week.
Murder!
Yay for murder!
Because
All right, I love you guys. See you later.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Oh, that was quick.
Have a good one, all. I will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you later tonight, actually.
Yeah, that too.